We are live. All right. So unfortunately, the interview didn't work out today, so I figured I would do something else. So I'm going to read some poems, but these aren't mine. I'm gonna read some things that I personally like, and share them with you. So first thing that I'm going to read is one of my favorite love poems of all time, and this is called "Somewhere I've Never Traveled, Gladly Beyond" by EE Cummings. And with a little bit of a twist, okay? So this is a signed limited edition of the book that poem appeared in. And this is called Viva, was the name of the book. And so let me, there's Cummings' autograph. I'll give you a little bit of background about the poem because everybody wants to know the backstory, right? So, Somewhere I've Never Traveled, Gladly Beyond, ironically, was as passionate as it was written for a French prostitute. So now you know the story. All right, so let me find the poem, and then I will go ahead and read. So let's see here. Unfortunately, this book has, it's like they aren't evenly cut pages, so it's it's kind of like a special presentation. It's kind of hard to locate the actual poems in this book, though. And to make it more difficult, this actually does not have the original. It doesn't have a table of contents in it, actually. So that makes things a little bit more interesting. Now, this book, Viva by E.E. Cummings, showcases some of his most famous poems of his entire career. But I will tell you that me personally, so I like Somewhere I've Never Traveled, Gladly Beyond. It's one of my favorite poems, just across the board for me. However, it's the only poem that I like by E.E. Cummings. I don't like anything else he's done. Primarily because E.E. Cummings was really famous for adapting avant-garde punctuation in his work. That's what he's really famous for. I'm not really a fan of how a poem looks on a page. I mean, certainly there's an aesthetic quality to that, but I'm really after beauty when I write myself. I mean, that's what drives my writing. So, all right, making sure that, okay, very good. All right, so let me try to find this easily. I probably should have found this before oh, here it is. Okay, so this is Somewhere I've Never Traveled, Gladly Beyond by E.E. Cummings. Somewhere I've never traveled, gladly beyond any experience, your eyes have their silence. In your most frail gesture are things which enclose me, or which I cannot touch because they are too near. Your slightest look will easily unclose me, though I have closed myself as fingers. You open always, petal by petal, myself as spring opens, touching skillfully, mysteriously, her first rose. Or if you wish be to close me, I in my life will shut very beautifully suddenly, as when the heart of this flower imagines the snow carefully, every word descending. Nothing which we are to perceive in this world equals the power of your intense fragility, whose texture compels me with the color of its countries, rendering death and forever with each breathing. I do not know what it is about you that closes and opens. Only something in me understands the voice of your eyes is deeper than all roses. Nobody, not even the rain, has such small hands. I think the reason why I really like that poem is the kind of like the departure from the expected on the very last line. I mean, it's very unexpected. Nobody, not even the rain, has such small hands. I think that's just a really, really gorgeous line. I really like it a lot. It really struck me. The first time that I read it, I just thought it was very beautiful. As a reader, you're not expecting that. It's an unexpected turn, and it's like it's a non sequitur, really. And I've adopted some non sequiturs of in some ways, throughout my poetry. Well, very deliberately, I have actually. So, anyway, that's Somewhere I've Never Traveled, Gladly Beyond by E.E. Cummings. Hopefully, you enjoyed.